Are you ready for the most kick-ass sports show ever? Introducing Kevin the Drumming Sex Appeal. Matt the All-Star Athlete. Tim the Red Bell Pepper kind of guy. Manny who misses the layup. And Otis from back at the barnyard. This is the Wildcasters.
What's going on, Wildcasters?
What's up? What's up?
Another week, another episode.
That's right.
But as you can see, we don't have the star of the show, Kev. He's not here.
Kev did not just grow long blonde hair. That is not Kevin. That is one of our best friends from Garen Prep, who we've been trying to get on the show for such a long time, Mr. Jack Leo. Thank you for joining us. And our other guest star, who completely, bolstered our ratings, shot through the roof. Everyone saw Will Tarpey in the name of the video, and Will Tarpey, our returning guest star for the second time.
Yep.
Thanks for coming back. Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome that you guys are back. And then we got Manny, of course.
And we're missing Jimmy, and Dan's taking off for today.
Yep, so we got kind of a throw-together episode, and we hope you guys enjoy it. Oh, it'll be great. If you guys are familiar, if you have Facebook, you pretty much know, and you're friends with either one of us, when a comment section blows up to like 65 to like 100, it basically comes up and everyone just says, Jack Leo replied to a comment, Matt Gallagher replied to a comment. So you've probably seen the arguments that we've had before.
Matt usually has no idea what he's talking about.
It's rarely any stats being thrown around, it's strictly insults.
All shit talk.
Yeah, we're sorry that we don't have any candle of the week.
Yeah.
Because Kev's not here.
But we have candy of the week.
But yeah, every time Kev's not here, we bring out sweet treats.
Yeah, we got Girl Scout cookies and some gummies if you guys want.
Yep, dig in if you guys get hungry.
You guys want to talk about Jack real quick?
Oh yeah, we usually give like a formal
spotlight.
introduction.
Yeah, you get a
This
spotlight.
is the spotlight on Jack. So Tim, give him the quick rundown, the quick questions that we
Alright,
always give
so
our guests.
like we always like to ask, so what's your sports background? What sports did you play? Which one's your favorite?
Favorite teams, things like that.
Well, I grew up playing basketball and played a little volleyball at St. Cyprian. Go Chargers. Then I got to Garen. Well, I played baseball my whole life since I could walk. And got to Garen, played football my freshman year. And then
Star quarterback, by the way.
transitioned to the starting quarterback job my junior year, my stud year.
Yep.
Look at my stats. Very promising. A lot of D1 offers. Yeah, and then I pretty much just played baseball the rest of the year. My 4 years at Garen, basketball for 2 years.
Oh yeah, I remember those.
You were a shooter, dude.
Oh yeah.
James Harden, left hand.
Yeah, left-handed
stroke
shooter
that.
right there.
Had a beautiful buzzer beater against Fenton.
Oh.
I hate Fenton. I don't remember that, but
I can't remember who dished it off. I thought it was it wasn't Tim.
it's probably.
Whatever.
Maybe I can't remember.
Yeah.
Stud pitcher too.
Stud
Yeah.
pitcher. Yeah.
The ace position, the battle that Jack and I had to control the rotation was always.
I got the number one spot, but
He had it.
I don't-
He had it
did
there
I?
for a while. You did. You started.
I think I had
games.
the seniority for sure. You were most definitely a better pitcher.
I mean, it was a toss-up. It's like, hey, do you want the flair going out there, which is like Jack, or do you want someone who's just more direct and will get the job done, but pretty much the same production,
we both had our moments for sure.
Oh yeah.
Huge Cubs fan.
Oh yeah.
Diehard Chicago fan. Sox are stupid.
I'm all decked out, as you can see, for a reason.
Yeah,
wearing
yes.
another one of my blanket capes.
Matt has brain damage.
Bucket hat on. And, so what's your deal with the Cubs? I mean, I don't understand. So just quick, like a quick 1 or 2
What
points.
is there
as
to not understand?
what is the appeal
Well,
for the Cubs? It's repulsive. to me.
unbiasedly, we have the most loyal fan base.
Yeah.
We've founded baseball. We were there from the beginning.
Wrigley Field.
Wrigley Field is a federal landmark.
Yep.
Does that include the troughs? Are the troughs specially set aside where you just urinate in the
It's not
tub and
Wrigley
look
Field
out
without
there?
the troughs.
Okay, so you're a big fan of the troughs, is what you're saying. You like
Yeah.
going in front of other men, and
It's not ideal, but if I have to, I will.
Okay.
There's other bathrooms.
So basically,
you don't have to use
basically
them.
the rundown on why Jack's a Cup fan. Been there since the beginning, and the troughs.
Oh my
Got
gosh.
it. All right.
Hey, they won a
Mention-
World Series ring. Don't
Yeah.
forget that.
I want a ring.
Yeah, we have this. We have the same amount. Just
Matt
to,
doesn't
just
know
to
what
put
a
that
ring
into
is.
perspective, each franchise has 3 rings, and not to mention we lead the all-time series by about 6 games.
That'll
Just-
definitely change for sure.
yeah, more in favor of the White Sox
No.
after this year and next year, and probably the years after.
Just keep dreaming, buddy.
All right, we did not to cut off your moment.
No,
we
you're
did
good.
a fantasy draft, fantasy baseball today, and that's why Jack and Will were here in the first place. We thought it'd be the perfect opportunity since we're all together to have it done. So if we want to just give a quick rundown as to how our draft went or how you think your team specifically did. Will, we'll start with you. Big players, the meme that you created at the end, whatever you want to
So,
talk about.
as I was drafting, like when I started, I thought it was really good. And the more I look at it, the more I hate my roster. So, we're just going to say, I had the 3rd overall pick. And I took Mookie Betts.
Okay,
Which
you
I
didn't
was
mess
pretty
that up.
yeah, I feel like that was a good one.
Yeah.
How should I do it? Should I do like catcher through outfield or how should we do it?
Just the big names, I guess, or the picks that you really feel confident about, because we don't want to read 26
Right.
players 7 times.
I really like my Paul Goldschmidt pick. I don't know why.
Cup killer.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably why. Like, every time I see him, he's a stud, and then I look at his numbers and I was like, oh,
I mean,
he's
I think
actually
you have
just
to do
alright.
that on fantasy, because it's like you watch the other team and it's like your heart breaks because obviously
Yeah.
they destroy your team, but then it's like, okay, I at least have them on my fantasy team.
Mm-hmm.
So I always pick a couple White Sox killers too.
So then I got Chris Bryant. We're hoping for a bounce back. I got him late,
Which we will get.
which will happen, yeah. Christian Yelich, and then Kyle Schwarber. I'm feeling it. He's predicted 32 home runs, 55 RBI. So I mean, like, you never know. Go to a new team, he could be a new player. I mean, revamp his career.
Get out of that shithole of the north side.
Yeah,
All
that's
time
it.
shit.
Went to the beautiful DC area. And then I took a player because his last name sounded like my last name, and I have super high hopes for him. I don't even know his first name. I know his last name's Tarpley. Stephen Tarpley.
Yeah.
So I got huge standards for Stephen
I don't see
Tarpley.
him.
Yeah, did he get taken off? Or is he a pitcher? Yeah, he's a pitcher. Okay.
Oh, okay.
On the
Yeah, there
New
he is.
York
On the
Mets.
Mets. He's a really
Yeah, my guy. High hopes for him. And then for the last pick in the draft, we went around and you had to pick for the person to the left of you, or you had to pick a name that sounded like the person sitting to the left of you. So I had Manny, and I took someone named Elizer Hernandez.
That's right. E. Hernandez,
E.
just
Hernandez.
like Manny. Manny was obviously sitting to the left.
All
So, what do you projected record? I think let's just say there's 20 games.
20 games, maybe 11.
Okay.
I'm hoping for 11.
11-9. That's a solid record. Manny, we'll give it to you. You've been kind of quiet.
So pretty much, I went with pitching. My top 7 pitchers just get better and better by the list. I have Jacob deGrom, Aaron Nola, Clayton Kershaw, Blake Snell, and then these are the big boys: Kyle Hendricks, Jake Arrieta, and Craig Kimbrell.
Damn
And
straight.
then pretty much after that it drops down. And then I have pretty much guys that can hit home runs in my team. And overall, the best overall batters that I have, I'll probably have it to give it to Ian Happ and David Bodie.
If those are your best hitters, and your
You're
best
in good
pitchers,
shape. You're in
You're
good shape.
in
I'm in good
trouble. You're not going to win a game.
21 wins.
Manny
Yeah,
is tanking for next year.
No,
That's
Manny's
the
got the
summary
right
that I got from there.
That's pretty amazing.
I mean, Craig Kimbrell, like seriously, do you, like? You're lucky I didn't put blown saves on here as a stat that would count against you, but he's not going to record a save. His projection is 28, and I
Do
really
you include the
don't-
stats?
what's that?
Do you include what stats can and can't be on?
Yeah, I can change them. I mean, we can
Oh,
still
that's
even
cool.
change them before the season starts. We can talk about that after if you want, but.
I don't know.
I just didn't want there to be too many. I mean, they
Mm,
give you
no.
like an option of like 60 total.
Yeah, that's far too much.
Yeah. So then we'll give it up to Jack, who I think we all said when we were looking at other teams that either Jack had the best team or I forgot who else it was, but.
So
Jack
take
said-
note. Matt says I have the best team.
I did not.
Critiques
I did
my
not.
baseball knowledge.
I did not
Yeah.
explicitly state that.
I think he did.
I did not. I said your team
Roll
looks
it.
good.
Roll it again.
As
Roll
I
it.
said, as did Will's. But continue, Jack.
All right, my team is definitely hitty. A lot of heavy hitters. Got 3 big Cubs guys in there. We got Rizzo, Contreras, and Baez. So I'm looking at 20 wins automatically if we're basing it on
I
a
agree.
20-game format. I don't know. I like my whole lineup. I got Tatis, Chapman, Altuve, who I was not
Trash can.
Comfortable
bang,
picking
bang,
him,
bang,
but-
bang.
the second base options were low at that point.
I mean, we actually can turn on hit by pitch if you'd like to win that category because he's probably
turn
going to be
it on.
getting drilled.
I got Rizzo and Altuve,
So yeah, hit by pitch.
so my rotation is absolutely beautiful. It's Bieber, Flaherty, Fried, Dinelson, Lamet, Paddock. just
I
a
will
couple
admit,
names.
you easily have the best pitching staff. in the
Thank you, I appreciate that. Yeah, and then my
league. Who's the meme?
my meme player was Tim Tebow, who is retired. I had
Let's go pick. Let's go pick.
yeah, it's not a bad pick at all considering he's not actively playing.
Obviously, Tim was sitting to the left. of
Tim
Jack.
was sitting to the left of me. Jason Hayward was still on the board, so
Whoops.
definitely not happy about that. But
And just real quickly, you've got the most unique team name. I think you win for team name and logo. Everyone likes your
Oh,
logo.
yeah,
So,
so,
if you want to give that real quick.
I chose my namesake as well, Jock Peterson. His my team name is Big Cock Jock. My last fantasy football team was Big Dick Nick for Nick Castellanos, so thought it would only be fitting.
Nick
And then,
Foles.
oh God, can't stand that guy. And then yeah, of course my profile picture is Anthony Rizzo with his ring and his trophy. I know Matt doesn't know what that is, but sure, in the next 100 years you will.
Yeah.
Might not,
Actually,
probably not.
actually,
That's a
100,
stretch. That's a
100
you're right.
years is your thing.
That's a stretch.
Okay, 100. Actually, it's not even 100. It's 108, right? Or 106, whatever it was.
You guys were 86 for your longest drought.
Yeah, which is less than.
I don't
106.
care. It's still not respectable.
It's not ideal, but it's respectable in comparison
No, it is
to the
nowhere near
Cardinals.
respectable.
That is
What?
not different enough to spell respect.
Uh-uh.
Would you rather win a World Series every 86 years or every 106?
I don't think it matters at that point.
What happened?
So then
It's
what's
not-
the cutoff then? What's the cutoff?
You
What's
have
the arbitrary
you
cutoff
have
that
like
you're gonna
8
draw?
million
Some
people
people
come
don't
to
even
your
live to see
Anything more than
86.
50 is embarrassing.
Yeah.
It's
Okay,
silly.
some people don't live to 86. There's maybe 0.5% of the population that lives to see 100. And that's not even 106, that's 100.
Okay, but you're still trying to make the case that 86 is an easy age to live to, which it is not.
Oh, yeah.
You're 4 years off from 90.
Okay, I mean, you have a better chance, would you not agree, you have a better chance of seeing 2 World Series as a White Sox fan based on that every 86 years than you did if
Obviously,
you're a
but
Cub fan. Oh, obviously, okay. That's what I was trying
Still
to
not
find.
respectable to the point where you should be sitting here arguing with me.
Okay, we each have 3 rings, and we'll get to this a little bit later. I want to give it to Tim
Soon
real
before.
quick, so Tim gets to talk about his fantasy team just a bit. And if
Alright.
you want me to pull it up real quick.
No, I got my team.
I'm sorry, Tim. Man,
No, it's all good. We love Jack on the show.
Yes.
appreciate it.
We're happy you're here. But for me, real quick, my first pick was Acuna. I just picked him because I know he's an upcoming star in his prime almost, so you can't go wrong with that pick. I like Cody Bellinger for being a solid hitter. My team basically is a bunch of hitters that could hit for home runs too. Didn't really go for all around players. I was looking more for home runs. And then for pitching, it's okay. I got Max Scherzer. He's my for sure best pitcher in the rotation. And then I just have Charlie Morton, just decent. And then
Yeah, the pitching
For-
staff's pretty weak, sorry.
for relief, I guess
Shut
you
up.
could go with Kenley Jansen as the closer. the best one.
Colome. That would
Or-
be Alex Colome.
I guess
If you
could
want
go- or
blown
Brad
saves,
Hand, or Brad
Go
Hand.
Okay,
Colome.
maybe even Brad Hand, but not Jansen.
But I wasn't really going for pitchers this year. I was going more for hitting, and I definitely hit the
The meme
home
pick?
run on that one.
Oh, you didn't really have one.
Well, on my meme, I had Will. I didn't want to pick someone with Will. I mean, I could have gone with like Will Vaughn, right? But I'd searched Tarkby. There was nothing close to that, so I just asked Will who is his favorite Cub player, and I'll pick him. And he said go with Jason Hayward, so I did.
Matt
I think
Caesar
that will
wasn't
work out.
available, you know.
I think that pick will work out.
If you're looking for, just to explain real fast, strikeouts are bad. Like strikeouts are a category. You don't want more, you want less, and that's how you'd win that category. So that pick might not work out for you too much.
No.
You had a great season last
Of all the bad picks though, like of all like the bad just trying to pick someone's name.
Oh yeah,
Picks.
yeah,
I
might
think
as
it's
well.
the best one.
Oh yeah, I'd agree something similar. Okay, my team real fast. I had to deal with Kevin, and since I knew we were bringing these two in the league, that I didn't want to trade first round picks to make it unfair where it'd be towards me. So the rule that I did with Kevin is he could not draft Abreu, Moncada, Giolito, or Luis Robert. So,
Matt wanted those players so he could inevitably tank the whole draft. And
not at all. So something interesting that Tim pointed out is I have more players for my team than Jack does his. So I mean, you can just see the level of confidence that one fan has in their team versus another.
Matt likes to dick ride.
Not at all. I mean, I like to pick
How many
good
do you
players. My first pick was Juan Soto. I mean, that's completely impartial. Who I think we can all agree is one of the best and most exciting players to watch. I mean, he's just
Great.
fun and very confident. And I believe my second pick was Bueller. Then I went with the tandem of Giolito and Abreu. So I took him in the third and fourth rounds. I'm very proud of that. I loaded my team with White Sox players, which did very well for me last year in the regular season, not so well in the playoffs, but okay. You know, I'm honest. And then my pitching staff, real quick, I got a lot of guys that can strike guys out. I have Garrett Crochet, who's going to be a hybrid
You
starter.
picked Garrett Crochet?
Yeah, literally every batter he faced, he's going to strike out.
Did you drop acid before you started the draft?
Did you watch when he pitched against your Cubs last year and no one even came close to hitting the ball?
How
Do you
many
remember that?
appearances did he even
Do you
have?
he pitched in 6 games and he struck out all 4 batters that he faced in the Cubs.
That will
Flamed
believer.
Schwarber, flamed Bryant, flamed Baez, and Rizzo.
I cannot wait till this.
The heart of the order. But they didn't even see the ball. I mean, it's insane that the stuff that this guy has. So I'm very excited about him. I mean, I saw him and I seriously think he's gonna probably strike out 66%. He'll strike out 2 out of every 3 guys he faces. He's insane. But Walker Buehler's my best pitcher. I'm really excited about having Luis Robert on my team as well. But that's enough about our fantasy crap. I project, based on Jack's projections, 20 wins. You know, my team.
Well, you guys are gonna have to face each other. Who's gonna win?
Oh, that's right.
It'll
We
be me.
do face each other in that first matchup, and
I'll go Jack.
historically, I do lose first couple matchups, and I make a couple minor adjustments to my team, and then I get rolling. So you might have the advantage there. But with Lucas Giolito and Walker Buehler pitching probably twice in that first matchup, I mean, I don't think I'm going to lose.
Yeah, once you tweak all those White Sox players, get them out of here. I'm sure you'll be much better.
Okay. Let's get in. Obviously, we've been going back and forth about the Cubs and Sox quite a bit. So usually it's everyone gets on Manny's ass and kind of drills the Cubs. I wanted to give you guys kind of an opportunity. Oh, wait, I forgot my meme pick real fast. I had Jack sitting next to me, and I am honored. As much as I go back and forth with Jack, I'm honored to have Leo Puguero in honor of Jack Leo on my team.
My all-time
never
favorite
heard
player.
of.
I love him.
He was ranked 1,535.
Holy.
So
Alright,
he'll be
but
starting
He's
the
making
first
his way
game.
up.
It's funny how the tables have turned now because usually Manny's the only one defending the Cubs. He's got Kev and Matt bashing him the whole time. But now
still beat them
Matt's
down.
by himself with 3 Cub fans in the room
Yeah.
And
at the same table.
The best thing about this is I'm not even going to attack. I'm going to just let the attacks come. And
He's
then
been
deflect.
attacking all day.
Yeah, it's like
So
from the
go
minute we walked
ahead,
in.
try and have fun, and I will
Look
counter
at this
everything
martyr.
that you say. Come on, come at me. What do you guys got?
You're
The Cubs
ready
are
for this
more
one?
popular than the White Sox.
Let's start there.
All right.
The Cubs are more popular than
I
the
have
White
video
Sox.
proof. Every time I go to a store, I go to the sports section, 90% of it is Cubs.
He's
The
got a
first
point.
thing you see is Cubs jerseys. We went to Kohl's yesterday, 3 mannequins. 2 of them were wearing the Cubs jerseys, and they were the bigger ones, and the little kid was wearing the White Sox shirt that just said
Because they don't know any better.
Yeah.
Again, like I said, we don't like being draped across nipples, in terms of the mannequins.
Yeah, you
So
guys
we-
are like getting draped across the dick.
Good counter there, Jack.
Thank you.
No, but let's talk about that because that's the point that Manny always brings up.
I used
You know,
to.
against me.
You guys,
You still do
back
it.
then there was a big sign on the highway said $5 tickets for the White Sox, and only 5 people show up to the games. When Cubs tickets are like $50.
I believe there was one game like 2 years ago where I think there was
Like
not even 1,000 people.
Yeah, that was
Yes, but it was also raining that day, and the famous forecast that the Cubs
Oh
love
my
to be
gosh.
scared of was pretty bad that day, and it was cold. You know, Chicago days aren't that good. And we were in the middle of a rebuild. That was like 2017, 2018, like the worst part
Oh,
of that
I
rebuild.
don't give a shit.
it was still pretty.
2014, one of the worst teams in baseball. Wrigley Field was sold out every single game.
Oh, was it?
We have led.
Yes.
We have
I
led
would-
the MLB in ticket sales,
Well-
top 5 to top 10 the past 20 years.
That won't happen this year. Every team is gonna have 20% capacity.
Well, the Cubs have 25
yeah,
now.
pandemic.
And that was my point last year, okay? Like, you guys have popularity, sure, go ahead. I mean, personally, I hate bandwagons. I invited a couple close friends, like Jack, and a couple other big Cub fans that I know to come to the South Side, you know, for the future. But if I see, you know, someone who's rooting for the Cubs
I
and
chop
they
my dick
suddenly
off before I.
they suddenly change to the White Sox because we're doing good now, I will not respect that person. Like we were saying before with the parades. Like if I see a Cub fan at my parade this year, I will punch them in the face and say, "Get the fuck out of here."
Gladly.
Um,
They're not.
but so you guys are more popular, but that has no correlation to the team's performance whatsoever. In a crazy year like last year that no one saw coming, that popularity was stripped, and it was literally just baseball on the field. Now, who performed better?
Well,
I
before
I
to
believe you had one more win than us.
Yeah.
No.
What did you had? It was
We have one
30
more playoff win than you.
Your regular season standing was
Getting it.
35.
Yeah.
Ours was 34 and 26.
Okay. I think we were somewhere like 36 to 40 in that range, so a couple more wins.
Oh, you did not win
He's,
40 games.
35 and 25.
Okay, so
See, I
What
even
did
know.
you say? 34 and
yeah, so Jack
Us were 34 and 26.
definitely had that. But again,
Yeah.
that is one more win than your team, and we performed.
Oh, one more win in a 60 game season.
Okay, we also
This
we
is
came in
102
first, you came in third.
Oh yeah, first place.
okay because you're in the worst division in baseball, and that's
Oh, that
not-
wasn't like a counterpoint. That was just. That was
Okay, I'm just saying you're in the worst division in baseball, and that's not even debatable.
And does it matter because we both got
No.
ousted the first round?
Yeah, but we actually won a playoff game, and we
And the
actually
best of three.
here's an
The best of
interesting
three.
concept.
Mhm.
Maybe try scoring a run. Maybe hitting
It
the
was
ball.
the best
That
of
might
three.
help. That might help.
What about in the best of 7?
we would have beat the A's in a best of 7.
Yeah, we could have been come back. 4-2.
Not with Sandy Alcantara and Sixto Sanchez pitching.
That
'Cause
is
you guys did his
such
shit.
an
You guys didn't even score a run.
That is such an overrated line. And I shouldn't even be saying overrated because what have they proven? Besides that,
We were better
Sure.
last year. So 2020 goes to the White Sox. You can't debate that. We
can
tied the
100%.
season series again. I think the crosstown series. I think went 3-3. Total runs were probably equivalent because, like you said, you did beat
There
us
was a
10-11
blowout game for
And then
both
you-
teams.
for both teams. So I mean, it was pretty close. But again, that's that turning point. It was always for the last 5 years, ever since I've known Jack and Will. It's been Cubs up here and Sox down here, and I had to fight my way. And I actually
And it's
hold my
still
own.
In
up
high
here.
school, it was great.
I held my own in arguments, and they can attest to that. I always countered them with some pretty good points. But then last year, we were kind of like here, and we made that pass. So now it comes here, and I mean,
Says who? You guys have not done one thing to pass us. Is your argument
Literally.
one playoff win? That's
yeah,
it?
one playoff win and one regular season.
We've been to the playoffs the past, 4 out of 5 seasons? We have a ring. You guys, you just rebuilt. You got your team. They have proven nothing yet.
So
Thank you.
going forward, because you know we're always going to be in contact for the next 5 years, so long as the
For the rest of my life,
Good.
I will watch you.
Tied at the hip, goddamn.
So you're saying I can bring up playoff appearances as a credible stat to my team's performance, not just World Series appearances, not NL.
What does that say?
What does it say?
That says World Series.
World
And that's-
Series what?
I don't
World
see no
Series champions.
championship up here
And-
other than this.
And that's how I evaluate teams, is World Series, not playoff appearances. But if you want to use that as a credible statistic, we'll be in the playoffs the next 5 years. I can guarantee that.
I mean, I guess we'll see.
Okay, so you had your 5 years of playoffs. We're about to have our 5 years of playoffs. That started last year, so.
They'll have another 5 years of playoffs.
That's pretty much even. But this past year was the year we officially took over Chicago, and you'll start to see that this year.
I don't
can't.
know. I don't think take over Chicago is what I would say.
Okay, so then let's talk.
What do you mean take over Chicago?
We have the better baseball team.
That's not taking over Chicago.
That is literally the definition of taking over Chicago.
No, that would be having the support of more people.
That will come though, because there's going to be bandwagons.
There absolutely will.
That would be
the
for
people
sure,
in the
yeah.
middle will gravitate more towards the Sox because they will perform better. But I mean, in terms of the teams that play each other on the field, we have taken over. And that will eventually lead to more popularity. Sure, we might not be the lovable losers that you guys are dubbed as.
We don't lose anymore.
You don't lose anymore. All you have done the past 5 years, those playoff appearances, have choked. You gave up 3 home runs to a man that no one heard of at the time, Kike Hernandez, in one game. Choked.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Have you ever heard about being down 3-1?
Okay.
We came back in a World Series.
Okay.
That's
1
not
out of
choking.
the 5 years.
That's not choking. That's
Okay.
coming
What about the
out.
other 5 years? If you choke 5 times and don't choke once, then
You get
you
ring.
have a
We're in the
tendency
league of
to
30,
choke.
30 teams. I mean, you're not going to win every year.
Right, I understand
That's
that.
the hardest thing to do in sports.
But again-
is win or repeat a World Series.
I will back you on that 100%. But again, you guys set the expectations way up here.
You're right.
And
You're
then
right.
you fail to meet those, that's called choking.
But
Maybe don't set those expectations so high. Like, what was I? I said this team has the capacity to win.
I know you guys don't set your expectations high, but over on the
You
other
shouldn't. You literally have to take it one day at a time. I mean, Jose Abreu, our leader, said it. Like, you guys are talking World Series. What the hell is wrong with you? We're in spring training.
because he's smart, he knows they're not
Right,
going to
you
win a
have,
World Series.
he's gonna set the tone for the season, and that is take it day by day.
He likes
pitch by
October's
pitch,
off.
pitch by pitch, and that's what's gonna happen. So let's talk about projections for this year.
Okay,
I was
first,
just going to ask you.
Yeah.
Okay. if
What are
Sox-
your expectations for the Cubs? And all 3 of you get. a
I think
chance
they
to
squeak
answer.
in. I don't know that
The
they'll.
playoffs?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think they squeak in a playoff spot. Are you thinking though, if the Sox don't win the World Series, would it be considered choking with
Oh,
the
yeah.
expectations?
No.
Why?
Because if you look at, I mean, again, you can look at that one that projected us with to finish 3rd in the division. You can look at MLB, who projected us to have a little bit more wins. But again, we're not even the favorites in the AL right now. That alters between the Rays, the Yankees, and the White Sox.
Mhm.
We're all kind of in there 3 ways. Like, choking would be the Dodgers this year. The Dodgers and maybe Padres, because everyone has Dodgers
Sure.
in the NL. So that would be choking. We're not there yet. I mean, we had this 5-year rebuild plan where 2020 was supposed to be the year, we get into the playoffs, which we did. But since I know my team well, I realistically do think we're capable of winning a World Series, and that mainly goes against, I think we will play the Dodgers, and Dave Roberts will overmanage in that series, and we'll be able to take advantage. But, I mean, outside of that, baseball's a weird game. I mean, look at it. The other day, Eloy Jimenez, just tore his pectoral and out for 90% of the season. So you don't know what's going to happen. We're deep enough to cover that. We're deep enough to cover that, but
Tony La Russa would probably be hammered too.
How old is he?
he's 80s or
107.
78. I mean,
What were they doing?
They're following the Cubs' blueprint. That's exactly what you guys have done from day one. You have followed our blueprint.
so Joe Madden's older.
Tony La Russa is your Joe Madden.
Was
Your
Joe Madden,
whimsical.
was Joe Madden retired at the time? No. Is Joe Madden a Hall of Fame
Yeah, which
manager?
makes
No.
it such an even more like, what the fuck are you doing?
I mean, he's in the Hall of Fame. He's one of the best managers of all time.
now,
He's the 3rd winningest manager of all time.
and
Major
like
leagues.
78, you guys said?
Yeah, I mean, someone can check the age. That's not really of importance to me. Baseball knowledge stays the
He's been
same. I know.
coaching
I
for
understand.
Not if you have
40 years.
dementia, Matt.
He doesn't have dementia.
Not yet.
He's been coaching for 40 years.
I mean, I really don't understand what the long-term plan is. I think it's just be here a year and kind of set the culture and teach these younger guys. I
A
can't see
year?
him staying more than 2-3 years because he is so old.
Yeah, he'll die.
But he'll make it.
I'll have a heart attack.
He'll
on
survive the
seat
season.
in the
Once you
bench.
get COVID or something.
Alcohol poisoning.
But let's go back to the projections.
Yeah,
So you
what-
said you sneak into the playoffs.
Yes.
Jack, what do you think?
I mean, okay. I
Say
know.
it. Say it, Jay.
We're gonna
World
show.
Series. World Series or what?
Is it actually? Because I will use that against you. I mean, this is on film. This isn't
No.
just me.
Do
telling
I
you all.
think the Cubs will go to a World Series in an NL that has the Padres and the Dodgers? No, not at all. Do I think they can? Yes. They have their same core. I don't care what you say about those guys. You have an MVP in Chris Bryant, Javi Baez.
Asterisks, as you always say to me.
Okay, your guy won in a 60-game season. My guy won in a 162-game
When
season.
there were two players actually with better stats.
So why didn't they win it? Why?
I don't know. It's
Why?
beyond me.
Just
They're on the
Because
Cubs. They're on the
because
Cubs.
we have to blow the Cubs, and the Cubs, since they were down so long, they wanted to throw
A
you
big
a ball.
thing.
That's how you
A big thing about winning the MVP is wins, and the Rockies did not do anything close to what we did in that 2016 season. We went all the way. We had
Okay.
103 wins.
And there's 9 players on a baseball field at a time. Like
Correct. I
baseball
know this
might
one.
have like the least impact of one player, so that all those team wins. Like you should, if you have the numbers, regardless of your
So let's just
win
throw out the
loss
MVP award.
record,
Let's just throw it out.
you should be in you should have a legitimate case for the MVP. It's not like
And
football.
he did.
He had a case, but Arenado had the
And
better
wins are a
numbers.
big
And
part
I
of
think
that.
if you do factor that in, possibly he squeaks by. I'm just saying that in his MVP year, there was a guy with significantly better stats in all major statistical categories in Nolan
I don't
Arenado.
know if he was that good, he would have won.
Okay.
So I do think they'll make the playoffs. I like Jock Peterson. I think it is an upgrade over Schwarber.
And anything could happen in the MLB playoffs. You never know.
Exactly. And
Literally,
it's
what
7-game
happened with the
series.
Nationals that year they won? They were literally diving catch away from being eliminated from the Brewers, but
A ball
The
flew
game,
above
yeah. Or, yeah,
actually
that.
due to Christian
Wasn't
Yelich
that the
being
year
on
Bryce
injury.
Harper left?
and then they won the World Series.
His first year gone.
Yeah,
So
baseball is a
anything
good
could
game.
happen,
It's when
so-
you get hot at the right time. So I think if that is the expectation, you guys have a shot. I mean, everyone has a shot.
Yeah, everyone
if you,
has a
if you
shot
sneak
in
into that
the
playoffs, which you will, because again, like I
I'll
said,
say
the
everyone
NL
has a shot.
Central, everyone has a shot. The Marlins were not supposed. Do you remember? Do you remember the Marlins? They didn't play a game for the first month of the season because of COVID, and then
They were
after
so
that, they weren't
arrested,
projected. They weren't projected to win more than 15 games, and they went into the playoffs and beat the Cubs and went toe to toe with a very good Braves team in the NLDS. I mean, so yes, everyone has a shot.
Still couldn't name one player on the Marlins.
I mean,
And they beat us.
I like what they did with their roster in the off season. They had Marte and I like Aguilar. He's a power hitter.
Alex Dickerson, he can hit. He's the long ball hitter. They picked up Adam Duvall. I mean, they
Ryan
made a bunch of.
Anderson, yeah. They had it was
sneaky-
respectable.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
I like the way they constructed their team. Now let's head over to Manny. And what are your expectations for the Cubs this year?
They're gonna make it to the playoffs.
And what are they gonna do, Manny?
And they're gonna win, baby. They're
The
gonna
World
win the
Series
World
they're gonna make.
Yeah.
Yep.
How do they do that?
They're just gonna win. Javier Baez is gonna bat over 300. Jock is gonna have 30 home runs.
Whoa.
Javier Baez is going to bat over 300. Let's pull up his career stats and see how many times
That was not even entertained.
he has literally never batted over 300 in his life. Literally never done that. I mean, I could say Abreu can do that because he's done it basically every year he's been in the MLB. But Javier Baez has never batted over 300 in his life.
Alright, you know what? Because I was like to
Yet.
quote my man Michael Irvin. I'm gonna crack your cranium and fertilize your brain right now. Alright, let me tell you something about Javier Baez. I even said it last week. Overall, he is an aggressive baseball player. His batting is aggressive, his base running is aggressive, and his defense is aggressive. So pretty much you can't just look at him and say, oh, he has strikeouts to strikeouts that. No, because for every time he does hit a home run or he gets a triple play or whatever, he will strike out a couple times. That's just part of being an aggressive baseball player.
One, I did not mention strikeouts. Two,
Oh, you were about to.
no, I wasn't. I just stated the fact
I'm
that
sure
he's,
they
I think you did it
that
that
he's
way.
never
about to. You were
I
about
was
to.
actually not. I was looking at strikeouts. I did take a look at strikeouts because, he did strike out 167 times, which I'm not going to knock on him for because Yohan Moncada set the major league record for most strikeouts in a single season, and look what he did that following year. But
Major league
you
record.
cannot make the claim that he will hit 300. I mean, that your whole defense is he's an aggressive batter. So what, is he just going to stop becoming aggressive this year? Is he going to change his nature? Like,
What
what's
do you
going to
mean?
happen?
He's not going to stop. That's the player he
Okay,
is.
so then he's not going to hit 300. So there goes your claim.
Yes, he will hit 300.
He had no in-game video last year
Thank
because of the whole Astros deal.
You don't need in-game video. Do you think?
Some players do. Some players need to go back, look at what they did wrong, and adjust in the game.
How about be better?
Okay, are you in the fucking MLB?
It's a messed up argument.
Okay. Players in Cuba
How about win a World Series?
do not do not get live in-game video.
Oh, I know
okay?
you guys are big Cuban
well,
guys.
Yeah, we are. And
We are.
Jose Abreu is the best player to ever come out of that Cuban league, and he dominated there, and his game immediately translated to the MLB. So yes, maybe, be a better baseball player. Don't rely on live film to help your hitting. Make the
I don't
adjustment.
even know what to say to that.
What about him?
Tim Anderson didn't have live film hitting either,
What-
and he
what
talked
about
about the
Javier
adjustments that he would make
defensively?
at bat to at bat. What about Javier Baez defensively?
Did you not
Let's commit
see
errors and throw away the games.
again?
You would have had the crosstown series last year if it wasn't for Javier
Gold Glover.
Baez.
He's a Gold
Again,
Glover.
again, he is an aggressive defensive player. So for every time he does that behind the legs with the glove, spinning back, whatever, to get the guy out, he will throw the ball a couple times. That's just part of him being a defensive player. You have to give him that. He's great defensively.
No, he's not. If
Yes,
he was great defensively, you would have won the crosstown series last year 4-2. Because again, let me draw up the scenario. First and
I'm not saying
third,
he's perfect.
there's 2 outs.
I'm not saying he's
Ground
perfect.
ball into the hole. Everyone knows you take the easy out, the force at second.
I'm not saying
he
he's
wants
perfect.
to throw it across the
I'm not saying
diamond.
he's perfect.
Overthrows
He's
Anthony
great
Rizzo.
defensively.
We score both runs. We
He's
win the
great
game.
defensively.
He's a Gold Glover and a 4-time Fielding Bible Award winner. Okay?
What?
A Fielding Bible Award
What's
winner.
that?
It's the best all-defensive team.
Okay.
He's great defensively. I'm telling
Be
you.
better. Be better.
Oh yeah,
Baseball.
he's
And he's a
better.
great base runner too.
I mean,
He's a 5-tool player.
No, he's high risk, high reward. But if he wasn't so high risk reward and just played more fundamentally sound, you guys would have won the crosstown
You're
series.
just
4-2.
mad how-
and then
you're
you would have
just
had a
mad.
legitimate claim over the White Sox.
You're just mad that Javier Baez gets more fans to Cubs games than the actual Sox do.
I do not. I want less fans. You're like
You already have less fans.
Yeah.
I know, but you knock on the White Sox $5 tickets. That is literally the best thing that's ever happened
That's
in
the
my
only way you
life.
can sell
That
them.
is literally the best thing that's
I
ever
see
happened.
more
to me.
people wearing Javier Baez jerseys at Wrigley games than I see the number of total fans at a White Sox game.
Okay,
That's
that
a
is nice.
statistic.
But like I said, I mean, you guys, I was kind of telling them the backstory about how I became a White Sox fan, and those $5 tickets were a big reason why. You're a kid. You just
$5
want to
tickets.
experience a day at the ballpark. I don't care what ballpark it is. I don't even care if I have to piss in a fucking trough. I want to go to a ballpark and watch some baseball. And if you can do it at $5 as opposed to $55, I'm going to take the $5.
Well, what are you gonna do when a ticket is in so high demand compared to when it's not? Okay? Nobody wants to go see the White Sox.
Not even for $5.
Guaranteed dick field.
That is great for me.
Everyone wants to go to the Federal Landmark and go
That
see the
makes
Cubs
me enjoy
play some
it even
baseball.
more. That makes me enjoy it even more.
That you have nobody rocking with you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, I'll stand as a lone wolf. I don't give a shit. But the White Sox fans are coming. You'll see. And you could argue that we have even more loyal fans than you do. I don't have any
Are you
stats to back that up. But from conversations that I've had
Look at the
with
numbers.
legitimate White Sox fans.
Mountain.
Yeah. We're gonna pause this segment real quick, and we'll cut there. We'll have Dan edit that up. If you gotta go ahead.
Are you guys gonna stop the show or no?
We'll probably take
Wrap it
about
up.
10 more minutes and start wrapping it up real quick.
I have one more segment in mind for us.
There we
Are you guys
go.
gonna talk
I was
about
always
the
thinking.
NBA?
No, we'll stick on the
Yeah,
baseball.
it'll just be a baseball episode. We'll just have Dan clip this together. If you gotta go, that's fine. Okay.
Do you have your
We'll space out a little bit more. You didn't bring a computer, you got everything? Oh,
you brought some very good facts, knowledge, Jack, to the show. I love it. It's not like
Fans are
Kev.
clamoring for your out.
It's not like Kev.
Yeah.
already
Kev hurts the
know
White
it.
Sox's fan base. I'll admit
You
it.
gotta go stop talking.
He makes me ashamed.
Alright, so we're going back real quick. Manny left, he had to go, but we'll stick with baseball with the Cubs insiders here, Will and Jack, against the White Sox. One thing I had in mind, I wanted to bring up, I know this has always been a kind of a controversial topic for debate between these guys. The 2016 World Series,
Oh, fine.
Game 7, there was a little, if you guys remember watching the game, the Indians were ahead in the game, right? Or no?
They tied the game with that Rajay Davis home run,
And then there was a rain delay, right?
correct.
And then the game stopped, and then they had the break, they had the regroup and stuff, and then once the rain
Jason
passed,
Hayward jerked everyone off. They had a circle jerk.
they overcame all the odds. The Cubs won the World Series after that in extras.
You gonna cry? You tearing up?
So, just wanted to bring up, Matt, what do you think?
That's the question.
Tell your people the bullshit theory you have.
Not bullshit, very credible actually.
Think about this. Before he says anything, the game was in Cleveland. Go ahead.
It was in Cleveland. That's very good, Jack.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So
for
go ahead. Tell the
providing
fans.
us with content. But my argument with that is always you could legitimately see that game was fixed, and I mean let's be honest. Let's be honest. You don't delay a game. You want to get it
In Cleveland.
in a World Series game. You got to get it played. You can't cancel a game over forecast. Okay, everyone knows you just get it in.
There was rain.
When there was rain, Yeah, I saw it. They showed it on the TV. It wasn't pouring. There was no lightning.
It was
raining. It was a steady rain. But you play through it. You don't just say, "Hey, Cleveland, fuck you. I'm gonna kill your momentum." And let's give the Cubs. Let's give them a 30-minute reset. Let's give them a 30-minute reset, and we'll get back to it. And we'll just have the Cubs win out of nowhere. And that's basically what happened. Because again, if the field became unplayable or field conditions, I forget the exact terminology that the MLB uses. If that becomes unsafe for the players, then you delay the game, cancel the game, postpone the game, whatever you have to do. But until that point, you don't do it. So, the umpires are ultimately the ones who control that, and the umpires got together and they said, hey, let's delay the game, let's fuck Cleveland, and, that's what happened.
It makes a lot of sense because every single umpire just loves the Cubs.
I mean,
When
how
they
could
got
you
screwed
not?
over with a call, they needed to gift us this one. They earned it. No, that absolutely did not happen, Matt. They would have lost the field. If they played, they would have lost the field. It would have gotten so wet you couldn't have finished the game that night. They wanted to finish the game that night.
Right.
And
So they had to cover it up for a little bit. It only rained hard for like a half hour. And then when it was done, they played immediately. They didn't rig it because of it.
You could play through that.
These are the best baseball players in the world. Why are you going to take that risk on a wet and damp field when you could just put a tarp over it and wait for whatever rain there is to go, instead of running on the field, injuring something, whatever it is?
You play until it becomes uninhabitable, the field.
And that's for the umps to decide, and they decided that in a game that was played in Cleveland. So, if anything, your theory just doesn't support that.
How does home field advantage factor in?
Because I don't.
Why is that?
Like when you look at the NCAA tournament this year, I believe I can't remember what game it was, but there was refs calling a game, and they were from the hometown or whatever team was playing, and it went in that team's favor, and a lot of the calls were bullshit. So
okay, so the refs are from the hometown, but that.
All I'm saying is, if the game was played in Wrigley, I could kinda see your theory a little more.
Okay.
But it's bullshit. It is complete and utter bullshit uttered by a White Sox fan.
There is no
A salty
credible
White Sox fan.
evidence to back that up. I just go off of what I see. I go off of what I've experienced as a player, as someone who watches the game for their entire life, and I know what I saw on the field. And you see the divots that each cleat creates, and that gives you a pretty good idea as to how it's doing. You obviously want to check the mound. And you have stuff for those situations like field dry and other things, and MLB has even more access to a field equipment that can keep the game resumed. And what I saw, my two eyes from that night, I did not see.
Your two biased eyes.
I did not see something that could legitimately qualify a rain delay. So
There's
an asterisk by that World Series. There you go, Jack.
What if they played through the rain and it actually made Cleveland they would have performed worse, and
then that's a fair game.
So it would have been fine.
Then that's.
So it would have been legit. They would have just played.
If
through
Cleveland would have won, or the Cubs would have won. So too bad for that rain delay. Otherwise.
Okay, but what if the rain? So what if Cleveland would have won the World Series? Would there still be an asterisk if they came out with momentum, or?
I probably wouldn't make that argument. Just completely being honest. But I think to some degree you have to factor that in because again, it is the same conditions and that doesn't change from team to team.
I mean, that just shows that the Cubs they have better leadership. You do have to say they stay focused, or like guys are gonna go out there. Joe Madden.
I mean, yeah, LeBron should have come down to the Raptors and played for the Indians.
That is true.
You know, that might have helped them a little bit more, but.
I seriously cannot take you serious right now.
I'm
cannot.
just no.
As a baseball fan, I feel like if the White Sox were a World Series and they had a rain delay, I would not bring up that bullshit. I would not say, "Oh yeah, it's fucking rain."
But now it is the
I
first
do
thing
not know if
Yeah.
because the way that momentum changed. I mean, it changed physically all the way from Cleveland to like we
You know what I have to
felt
say?
that
You know what I have
when
to say about
when
Cleveland?
Rajay Davis hit that home run off of the invincible Aroldis Chapman. And I mean, the Indians do get some blame because their game plan should have changed over Aroldis Chapman, and I can go into that in a whole nother time. But you felt the momentum shift over here, and it's like there's no way the Indians are losing this game. And then all of a sudden, the rain comes, and it's like, hey, let's delay this game and give the Cubs a better chance.
And
to
you
win.
know what? Cleveland should have been better. Just
They-
be better.
They
right?
they
They
legit
should have just been better.
they should have.
They had 4 chances to win it.
Oh no,
They
they
didn't.
and they had every chance because Aroldis Chapman was doing nothing but throwing sliders, and you know they're like, oh, he still has that fastball because Joe Madden overused him throughout that entire playoff run. I mean, his fastball was topping out like 97, so he was going slider, slider, slider. You could see these hitters just guessing fastball and getting wiped out by that slider, which was stupid, and that's why I say the Indians should have game planned a little bit better. But
And
you
they
know,
did.
then it's funny how that rain delay came out of seemingly nowhere. It gets postponed, but just because the forecast looked.
When
really
there
bad.
is rain, you get a rain delay. I don't know how much easier I can make this for you, dude.
I mean, it was literally like 5 minutes into the rain, and again, it's the forecast. The forecast. Hey,
It's
I
World
forecast it's gonna become summer.
I know you
again.
have a thing about forecasts and Cubs games and all this, but
It's stupid. You do not call a game, you do not delay a game over a forecast. You delay a game given the conditions that are actually present at that moment.
He's still mad that he didn't get his money back for a ticket he didn't pay for.
exactly. He's always
I
holding a
mean,
grudge.
if we would have been refunded for that game, I'd probably be more of a Cub fan, because, you know.
Ricketts family, if you're listening, you need this ally back on your side. Get him a
I'd give him
ticket.
his money
One
back.
ticket.
Nothing is happening to ever change that. I mean, I believe black and white, the White Sox all day.
Oh, so you're on the fence until they didn't give you your money back?
Yeah, I stated that like 30 times earlier today.
So you're
I was
telling me-
impartial. I was both. I was
You
Chicago,
were a
except
Cubs
for
fan?
both. I was the both. Not a Cubs fan, not a White Sox fan. I was the both, who are
So now-
arguably worse.
The
than
liar. Yeah, the liars.
Now I
yeah.
know who's.
And then, like I said, the White Sox were doing much better because that was like 2011 with like Brian LaHara was your first baseman. I'm like, he was okay, but then you had Starlin
All-star.
Castro, who you guys fawned over, and he sucked back then. And we had like Adam Dunn, Paul Konerko, Carlos Quinton, Alex Rios, like guys who Chris Sale.
They didn't do shit with that team.
We didn't. No, we choked. We choked that year, big
Yeah.
time against the Tigers in 2012.
And
All right.
we
But that's how I became a White Sox fan.
Well, let's just wrap this up. We gotta get this over. But real quick, I just have a question for Jack and Matt. Do you want to place any like bets or deals for
Oh,
the
yeah.
season?
I'll
like,
do it right now. Cubs will go
matchups?
farther into the postseason.
Matchups, Cubs versus Sox, who's gonna win, like head to head, or like if they lose, like what does the other person have to do? Maybe.
I mean, yeah, we can come up with that. It might take a little bit of negotiating because I really don't think you want to make that bet to the
I can
Rockies
do it
in
as a
the
third
postseason,
party.
given that they might not even make the postseason. So.
No,
What about just the crosstown Cub when they play this
Sweep.
year? Who's gonna win? Who's
Cubs
gonna win?
sweep.
Cubs.
Cubs sweep. I will
Cubs
bet
sweep.
against a Cubs sweep. You're screwed.
No.
Alright, if he's right,
Yeah.
you buy a Cubs jersey that says Leo on the back.
Oh.
Okay. And
No. He's got to do a player. I don't think that would do it justice. I don't think
Who's
Leo.
your least favorite Cub? You gotta get
I don't
Hayward.
know if I want to ask him. He's gonna say someone like.
And I
It
got,
says rain delay 16.
I got,
Yeah,
that's
and,
what it says.
and I got my prize for when the Cubs don't sweep the crosstown
Yeah,
series.
sweep was ambitious, man.
That was very
A
ambitious.
win would have been.
Yeah, one win, maybe.
Confident.
So if they don't win, and my White Sox win the World Series, like I think they do, you come down to the rally and the parade with me, and we have a grand old time. Also, I'll give you a White Sox jersey to wear that whole day, and you look like a White Sox fan.
It's a deal.
Deal. Perfect. That works.
That sounds.
Me and Tim will watch.
Yeah.
I mean,
Easy money.
there's
Easy money.
there's no way the Cubs will sweep the crosstown series.
So start
And that's
saving
what,
up for your
6 games.
Cubs jersey.
That's what, 6 games?
Yeah.
They're not going to beat the White Sox 6 times in a row. That just will not happen. I can't believe how
You want to double it?
I double it. We'll put money on it. Why don't we put some
Yeah, how
monetary
much?
value? I'll put 500.
500, Jesus Christ.
Hey.
We're talking about a couple baseball games.
Okay, how about that? We'll double. We'll go. If not, I take you. If they don't sweep, I take you
Where
to
are
a
you
White
working?
Sox game.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, I have good income coming.
Oh, shit.
You have.
Luciano.
I take you to you buy the tickets for a White Sox game and we go together.
Alright.
And then if not, I buy the tickets for a Cubs game and we go together.
I like it.
How about that? That's easier
That's a
because then, we might not make the World Series, so I might never. Let's change it to you buy White Sox tickets and we go to a game, and if not,
Alright.
there we go.
There's
And
it.
it's still on that Cubs sweep though. At the
If
Cubs gotta
neither
sweep the
happens,
series.
we all go to a Dogs game.
I like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
That's,
The most fun option.
if it's
None
a
of them
split
happen.
series, we're 3-3.
Yeah.
15 minutes.
We all agree on the
Go
Chicago
Dogs,
Dogs.
yeah. Go Dogs.
Dogs will fly.
But to wrap this up, we
It
just
was really awesome having you guys both back on.
Yeah.
You guys are welcome anytime, at any point. It was funny last year, you backed out at the last minute right when the White Sox kind of mashed the Cubs' faces in that second crosstown series, but
What
that's
did I
all
back
over.
out of?
That's okay. You were literally planning to come that week. Because it was the White Sox versus the Cubs. We didn't even think we would have
Busy
baseball.
man, Matt.
Uncle Tom was gonna come too.
We should bring it on. That would be great.
Oh my god, I'd love to go at it with you too.
Oh, it would. We'll do it
Bozos.
anytime.
Saturday.
Anytime. But thank you guys for coming.
Thanks for
This
coming
was
on,
so
Will and
good.
Jack. It was a
Yes.
fun time to have you on this show. But thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you next week. We'll bring even more reaction to opening week for
yeah.
baseball. And thanks for watching, all right?
Yep.
We'll see you. Thanks.